In this video, I'll show you step by step how to set up a brand new iPad Air. Okay, here's my new iPad. This is a 13-inch M4 iPad Air, but this process is the same for any iPad Air or base model iPad. And the first thing that is really helpful for the setup process is that Apple ship new iPads with a little bit of charge. I mean, this one is actually at 96%, so you don't need to worry about plugging your iPad into the mains and waiting around for it to charge before getting started. Obviously, this might not be the case if you grab a refurbished or second-hand iPad, so just bear that in mind. Anyway, when I first turn on this new iPad, I'm greeted with this screen. Swiping up, I'm prompted to select a language, and in the next screen, what region of the world I'm using the iPad in. In the next screen, I can select how I'd like text and icons to appear on my iPad screen. You can leave this as default and change it later in settings if you want, and that's what I'll do here. In the next screen, I can set up things like my Apple ID and Wi-Fi password using another iPad or iPhone. You can also do all of this manually, but the quick start method is much, quicker and easier. I have my base model A16 iPad here, and when I bring it close to the iPad Air, I'm prompted to set up my new iPad using the Apple ID that's currently logged into the base model iPad. When I hit continue, I'm prompted to position the image on the iPad Air in the center camera of the iPad base model. Once that's done, I can select what account I want to sign in. I have the additional option here because I have my son set up on a family account. I'm now prompted to enter the passcode from my iPad. Once that's done, I need to wait a few seconds for the iPad Air to activate. There is a software update available for this iPad, which I can do now or later, though not much later, as we'll find out. I'll select later for now though. In the next screen, there's a rundown of Apple's data and privacy policy, and on the screen after that, I can set up Touch ID. This will be different if you're setting up an iPad Pro model that uses Face ID for verification instead of Touch ID, just bear that in mind. Here I'm asked to repeatedly touch the Touch ID sensor with the finger I want to use to unlock the iPad. If you have an iPad Pro, you'll be asked to put your face in a frame and move it around while the iPad's Face ID sensor gets to know your face. Anyway, once that's done, I can set up more fingerprints, but as I can do that later on in the settings menu, I'll just move on for now. Here I'm asked to agree to Apple's terms and conditions. Feel free to peruse this at your leisure, but I'll just click through it for now. Okay, so on the next screen I can choose whether to set up this new iPad using the same configuration as the device I used to activate it. I can hit Customize to select other options like restoring from an iCloud backup, from another iPad, or even from an Android device. You can also set a new iPad up completely fresh by tapping on the Don't Transfer Anything button. I'm happy to use the apps and data that are currently on the iPad that I used to activate this one, so that's what I'll select. Next, I can choose to turn on location services. Again, this can be set up later if you don't want to do it now. And enter any info for credit or debit cards I have linked to my Apple ID. Next up is some info about Apple Intelligence. You won't see this on iPad models that don't support it, obviously, but you can choose to set up notification summaries here if you want to. Next, I can set up Siri. Again, this can be done later if you prefer. And then I can't go any further without updating the iPad Air to the latest version of iPadOS. Once that's done though, it's just a case of waiting for any apps that carried over to download, and I'm good to go. That's how I set up a brand new iPad. Let me know how you do it down in the comments, and if you could give that like button a wee tickle while you're down there, I'd really appreciate it. And for more info on this iPad Air M4 and how it performs as a music making device, watch this video next.